Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I camped last night in this Walmart parking lot. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the whys, the pluses, and the minuses about camping overnight in Walmart parking lots, or as they call it, overnight parking. There is the store, and here is my motorhome. And you can hear the freeway right there. And I'm somewhat shielded from the freeway by this building, which is an auto repair shop. Although late in the year, like it is now, when I usually sleep with my windows closed, the noise really doesn't make that much difference. Now, if you're not familiar with camping in store parking lots, your first question may be why? Well, the main reason why is because on this particular day, I do not need the services of an RV park or a campground with hookups. So why would I pay $30, $40, $50 a day to stay in a park when I really have little or no need for the services that an RV park offers? All I need is a place to park. Now in the summer, when I'm in a hot place, I will stay in RV parks or public campgrounds almost every day. Mainly because I need my air conditioner on all day. If I'm going to be out and about when I'm really not going to be running my air conditioner all day, then maybe not. And I can run my air conditioner all day as well in a parking lot without hookups. However, I have to run my generator in order to run my air conditioner. And depending on the cost of fuel, at some point, the cost of the fuel to run the generator can be more than what it costs to stay in an RV park or campground. Now that depends on the cost of the fuel, ranging between $2 and $3 a gallon, and it takes somewhere between a half a gallon and a full gallon of gas per hour to run a generator, depending on how much electricity you're using from it. So if I'm going to run my generator for, let's say, 10 hours at $3 an hour, that's $30. Well, for $30, I can find an RV park or a campground somewhere and use their electricity unlimited for more than 24 hours. Now, outside of the heat of the summer, I will generally stay in a park with hookups about once a week so that I can empty my trash, I can dump my sewer tank, I can fill up my fresh tank with water, and have full use of their electricity. And my tanks will generally last about a week, sometimes more, before I need to do the dump and refill. But sometimes in the summer, even if it's in a hot place, if I'm on the road most of the time and I just need an air conditioner for sleeping that night, I will just pull into a Walmart and turn my air conditioner on about 11 p.m. It takes about an hour to cool off the bedroom, and I'll end up using my air conditioner about 6 or 7 or 8 hours. And I do that for the convenience, plus the cost is less. And also, if I'm pulling into a town like after dark, or anytime really after 5 or 6 o'clock, then the parks are closed. So the only possibility would be to pull in a park where you're not registered, just find an open space and then register it in the morning. Although it's difficult to pull in and get all set up in the dark. So I really never do that. And then you're never sure if you're into a spot that really is reserved for someone else. Now, some people who are really into luxury will stay in an RV park or a campground practically every day of the year if they're a full-time traveler. And those will generally also be people who do not have solar. because if you do not have solar, then you're going to be running your generator about half the day to keep your batteries charged and running your air conditioner. So then you may as well be someplace where you can get hookups. So now let's go over some of the negative points in camping at Walmart. And number one is the freeway noise. Most Walmarts are right at a freeway, and that noise just is constant, and you know how loud freeways can be when you're a few hundred yards from them. Although that's only a real problem when you're sleeping with your windows open. You got your windows closed, not that big of a deal. There can also be noise from other RVs in the lot running their generators, and sometimes an 18-wheeler truck will pull up beside you. And you know, they have a habit of never turning their engines off. Those diesel engines, that gets really annoying and really loud. So if you're going to have your windows open, that's going to get to you before long. Another thing is the lights around the parking lot. You can lay down in bed and then find you've got this bright light staring right at you. Now, if you close your blinds, that's fine, but if you need to sleep with the window open, then that can be a problem. Maybe so much that you want to reposition your RV so that you don't have a light shining right on you. Another somewhat negative is about leveling jacks. It's best to not put your leveling jacks down in any parking lot anywhere, because it can damage the pavement if you have the kind of jacks that are just with a steel foot. Now, I put what you might call rubber shoes on the bottom of my leveling jack pads. They're made by a company called RV Snap Pad, and you lower your jacks into the pad and it locks the jack into that pad, which is made from recycled rubber tires. So then when you pull your jacks up, the rubber shoe stays on the jack permanently. So then the part of the jack that rests on the ground, which is generally 9 inches wide, with the rubber shoes that I have, is now 13 inches wide, and it's rubber on the asphalt just like as if it was a tire. So it's not going to hurt the asphalt. If you have those, putting your jacks down is not going to be a problem. And the other thing is about slides. Now, most everyone says you should never put your slides out when you're in a parking lot, for two reasons. One is because it looks like you're camping rather than just parking. And number two, it can be dangerous if your slide comes out very far for someone driving by, or maybe even someone walking by. And let me tell you, I have bumped my head on my slides many times. Now, on one side of my motorhome, my slide goes out 2.5 feet. On the other side, it goes out 1.5 foot. So if I really need the walking space, I will put out the slide that only goes out 1.5 foot. But I try not even to do that. If I'm going to put a slide out, generally it will be the bedroom slide, which puts my bed out on the slide. And I do that if I need cool, fresh air for sleeping, because at the head of my bed, there's a window here and there's a window there. So I get air flowing right across my face where I need it to be cool. So that generally is the only slide I'll put out, if any at all. So that's about the only negatives I can think of. So now let's look at some of the positive aspects of Camp Walmart. The parking lots are generally level, so you don't really need your leveling jacks. And Walmart parking lots are generally very large, so there's plenty of room. And a lot of Walmart stations have their own gasoline and diesel stations. Murphy Oil Company operates those, but Walmart owns Murphy Oil. So a lot of Walmarts in certain parts of the country will have gas stations. So if you need fuel, that's the best place to get it generally, and they will generally have the lowest price in town on fuel. Also, most Walmarts have a fast food restaurant inside the store, and it's usually a McDonald's. So if you need a quick meal, that's nice to do. And also, McDonald's happens to be, believe it or not, my favorite place to go for breakfast. So if they have a McDonald's, I will always go into McDonald's inside the Walmart to get my breakfast before I take off for the day. And I try and stay at the Walmarts that are these super centers. The Walmart super centers are the ones that have full grocery stores in addition to everything else. So I can go in and buy my groceries. And there's also what might be called an etiquette, is that if you're going to spend overnight in a Walmart, have the courtesy of going in the store and buying something. Now, the people in the store, the manager, they have no way of knowing whether you bought anything there or not. So it's just kind of on you. I do it mainly because I do need to shop once in a while for groceries, usually, or some odd item. So I will definitely go into the store and buy whatever I need. And I like that Walmart is such a big store. It can be a one-stop shopping for all sorts of things. I don't need to go around the 2 or 3, 4 stores to find different things that I need. So Walmart is so convenient for that. Walmart even has some RV supplies. Most of the stores have an RV department where they have various RV supplies that you might need. Also, most Walmarts will have one of those red box DVD machines, which I've used many times. So if I've got some time to kill, when I go in that evening to shop, I will stop and get a DVD or two, watch the movies at night, and in the morning when I go in for breakfast, put the DVDs back in the machine. Very convenient. And Walmart also has Wi-Fi, although it tends to be unreliable and slow. But if you need the Wi-Fi, you can usually get it. Now Walmart, unlike stores like Target and Costco, I think has been very smart in allowing RVs to stay overnight in their parking lot. And another thing is, I like using the Walmart gift cards to make all my purchases in the store and also the fuel that I buy. Oh, and by the way, if you use a Walmart gift card to buy fuel, you get a 3-cent per gallon discount just for using that gift card. And Walmart will let you buy a gift card for as much as $400 at a time. And I will buy a $400 gift card at Walmart at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. So I spend a heck of a lot of money at Walmart every single month. Now you might think, well, if Walmart's going to allow RVs to park in their parking lot all the time, then it's going to get over flooded with RVs taking up too much space. Well, that is just not true in my experience. And by the way, in the last about 5 months, I have stayed in 20 different Walmart parking lots. And a lot of times, I'll be the only RV there. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and there's 1 or 2 or 3 others. So Walmart is not getting flooded with RVs, although an interesting place is the Walmart in Flagstaff, Arizona. They have no overnight parking signs all over the place, but I've stayed there twice, once in July, once in August, which, by the way, the summer weather in Flagstaff is so nice, so cool at night, I did not even need my air conditioner in July and August. But at that Walmart, there was about 12 or 15 RVs that stayed there overnight. Now, about these no overnight parking signs, some Walmarts will have these no overnight parking signs, and Walmart's general policy is that they do allow overnight parking for RVs. The only place where it's, quote, not allowed is in cities where there's a city ordinance saying it's not legal or whatever for overnight parking in store parking lots if you're going to be spending the night there and sleeping. So the no overnight parking signs will be either put up by the city or the city may require the store to put the signs up. But Walmart really doesn't care. And Walmart does not enforce the no overnight parking signs. It's up to the local police. If they have a really slow night, nothing else to do, they may go by Walmart and see who they can kick out. But really, they don't fine you or anything. If a police were to knock on your door, they would just tell you to move somewhere else. I've never heard of anyone getting a ticket for overnight parking in a Walmart parking lot. And I've also been told that these no overnight parking signs are really just a suggestion and kind of to scare away the people who would be using it as a permanent place where they're going to be there for several days or even weeks. Nobody wants that. So the police may come by, see who's there, and if a few days later they see the same RVs there, they will kick them out for sure. So again, in the summer, I rarely stay at Walmart's, but outside of the summer, I will stay at Walmart's usually as long as 6 days at a time. Not in the same store, different stores each time. I rarely stay more than one night at a time in any one Walmart. Sometimes two, but I will generally just move on to another one because I don't want to attract attention by having my RV sitting there for days. And we in the RV community love Walmart for these reasons. And often when I'm talking to them, the subject of Walmart camping will come up. But nobody ever talks about Target or Costco going to those stores. The talk is only about Walmart. And like I said, I think Walmart has been very smart in doing this because they get a lot of business. They get $400, $500, $600 worth of business just from me per month. So that makes the customer happy. That makes Walmart happy. And why more stores don't pick up on that, I just don't know. And if they were even smarter, I think they would put electrical hookups in their parking lot and then charge people by the hour to use them. And I know there are some truck stops across the country that do have electrical hookups for RVs where you pay by the hour, and it's like $1 an hour to use their electricity. I'd like to see that in many, many more places. So now that summer is over, I'm going to be staying in Walmart's a lot more often. If you haven't done it, give it a try. Generally not for the camping experience for the day. It's generally for a place to stop for the evening, to go shopping and stay all night long and then leave at least by noon the next day. So I hope this has helped you. And if you haven't stayed in Walmart's and you have an occasion where an RV park is just not what you really need, give it a try. I think you'll like it. Good day, folks.